after set, exercise after exercise, you keep on chugging on like a games train going nowhere. Because no matter what you do, you cannot get your chest, your pecs to grow. Well, if you're that guy or girl out there who's trying to work on the pecs, but you're just not getting the result you want, I got you covered. Today we're gonna go over 3 exercises that are gonna highlight every bit of that pec development for you. So first things first, let's go over the anatomy a bit with our expertly drawn model right here, my pecs bra. Alright, what we're looking at, you guys, is basically pec major. This is gonna be this area here, so it's kind of the entire pec, right? Every bit of that chest right in there, that's gonna be the pec major. Underneath there though, up in this upper portion right up here, you got the pec minor action. That's something you gotta take into consideration. It's a lot of mobility and things of that nature. But basically, you guys, we're really just looking at this singular chest muscle. It's gonna go down here into the abs, obliques area, right? And it's gonna also connect into the front deltoid up here, etc. Sternum right in the middle. And it all works just as it should. How do you get the most out of it? You gotta get a full stretch and a full shortening. If you guys can see, the muscle fibers actually run along quite like this. So they're connecting into the arm over here and they're coming off into the sternum. So to get the most out of it, we have to create that stretch. That's why you're gonna see things like flies and like bench press, where we're going back real deep, really work the chest, because we wanna stretch it and then shorten it to get the most out of it. So what are the best exercises to develop that chest? It's gonna be compound movements, you guys. We're talking about things where we can move some serious weight. You don't wanna sit there and do endless presses on a machine or thousands and thousands of flies on the machine. What you gotta do is really train these muscles effectively by loading them. The more strength these get, no doubt the better the reps, the more weight, all of that is gonna go ahead and contribute to that hypertrophy of the muscle. So the first one that I'm gonna say is an absolute must for all of you is going to be the good old fabled bench press. Now this is going to be variable depending on how you want to do it, right? So you can do this with a barbell, you can do this with dumbbells, you can do this on an incline, a decline. It does not matter, it's that horizontal pressing movement. And when you do it, you want to get a full lengthening, full stretch at the chest, and then a full shortening forward. You want to keep tension on the muscle though. A lot of people lock out their arms and rest at the top. Not a good thing to do. If we want to build muscle, we want to keep the tension on the muscle and really isolate it. So if you want to keep a slight bend in your elbows the whole time, you're going to get a much better result. That's the bench press there. The next one that's going to absolutely have to be on here is going to be your dips. So we're talking about bar dips, okay? And you guys, you can do this assisted and you can do it unassisted. Depending on where you're at, you might need to start assisted because you gotta get full range of motion. We wanna be going all the way down into the dip, and then we wanna be pressing all the way up and out. So we're sinking in and pressing out. This is a vertical pressing action for the chest and the upper body. It's gonna really hit those pecs. It is borderline the best exercise for pectoral development, period. So you gotta have those dips in there. It doesn't matter where you start. Eventually you can load weight too. Once you get really good at body weight, you've mastered it, you can start wearing a dip belt, throwing some plates on there and keep going. Dips should absolutely always be in your program, okay? Then we're looking at a flying type motion here with dumbbells. So DB flies, you guys. Now we're not talking about the machines, we're not talking about cable flies, any of that cheating crap. We want the real deal dumbbell flies, and the reason we want to do them with the dumbbells is for the added stability and the added effect and the extra range we're going to be able to get with it, okay? And we're going to be able to train each arm individual when we use dumbbells as opposed to cables or machines, something like that, where you have one weight stacked. So when we do the dumbbell fly, you want to keep your arms slightly bent, okay? So basically you want to imagine they're in a cast here at this kind of angle, and then we're going to go ahead and fly, and they don't move. They can't move. Don't you let those elbows move now. If you let the elbows move, you're taking the exercise out of the chest, putting it in the shoulders, putting the elbows places you don't want to put it. So you got to keep that going. You want to get full range of motion, and you don't want to close it all the way up, okay guys? So a lot of people come all the way together with the dumbbells. You lose tension right here. You can do this. When you try this next time you do flies, lay on the bench and bring your arms just outside of shoulder width, okay? So you want them just outside there, and that's going to keep the tension on the pecs. And we're going to come out, open it up, stretch, and bring it right back. If we go in here, you'll notice there's zero pectoral activation at that point. We're really just loading the joints, the triceps, things like that. It's not doing any good for building the chest. So we want to keep constant tension, keep the bend in the elbow, and keep everything moving like it's in a cast, okay? So there's our top 3, you guys. Now you should be doing these in various rep ranges. We want to be doing heavy stuff on the bench press and the dips for sure. If you are loading up the bench, do as heavy as you can. We're talking 6 to 8 reps, as heavy as you can with full control. Dips, depending on where you're at, you might be starting body weight, you might be starting assisted, you might already be to the point where you can do it weighted. It doesn't matter, just make sure you keep challenging yourself in the 8 to 12 rep range. That's where you should be. You shouldn't be doing more than that. You do more than that, you need more weight. You do less than that, you need to make the exercise easier, do it assisted, something like that. Then we're looking at dumbbell flies, okay? Dumbbell flies is gonna be kind of our shaper and just bringing it all together. It should still be done as heavy as possible in the 8 to 12 rep range. But here, obviously, you're not gonna be moving nearly as much weight as you can on the bench or eventually on the dips. There's your 3 exercises for pecs. Get those in your routine. If you want to build your chest up, throw these in just a few times a week, guys. Guarantee it 2 to 3 times a week. Do these exercises 3-4 sets, and you're gonna be making all kinds of progress, all kinds of gains very, very quickly. Too many of you out there are doing way too much for the chest, or you're just not doing the right exercises. And if you get these in, you master these, you really focus on just these 3 areas for a little bit, you're gonna have massive chest development. Talk to you guys soon.